Hello all. Today the topic is applet programming. So what is basically an applet is graphical user interface we can use for accessing inputs, outputs of our Java program. Hello everyone. Today we will see how to write a program in Java for an applet. What is an applet? An applet is a Java program that does not have main method and it provides us GUI, graphical user interface, for providing input, taking output from a program. So far, all the Java programs we use console to provide input to the program, and after processing, to take the result from the program. Now, with the GUI, we can take the input, or we can provide input to the program with the help of a component, GUI component called as TextView, and we can provide input to the program through another kind of component called as buttons. Just take example of our calculator. So in calculator, how we provide inputs with the help of buttons, and where we observe the result at the screen of calculator. Similar kind of applications like maybe a small game, or maybe some billing application, ticket reservation, or other GUI small applications we can make with the help of Applet. No doubt, nowadays Applet is no more. Instead, there are some advanced features like JFrame and other. But the basic thing is, if you are starting the GUI programming first time, Applet is the right choice. Okay, let us just begin. As you see, there is no main method in the program, and we have designed a class called as assignment applet. This class is extending another class applet. So this applet is the class which we are using for declaring these text fields and button, etc. For this, we need to import few files. From package applet, we are inheriting applet class, and abstract window toolkit we are using for events and other purposes. I will brief later. What is this another entity we have implemented? It is the action listener interface. What is its purpose? The purpose of action listener is to provide the event functionality of a button. What is a button? Basically, when you click it, you wanted to tell something to the program. You want to provide some input to the program. When you want to provide the input to the program, that can be understood by event raised by that button. Okay, step by step we will understand. First of all, we will see how one can add components to the GUI frame or the window. If it was a Java program, when you run it, console would have appeared. But if it is applet, then if you run it, then it should show a window. I'll run the program first. I'm running the program. Now this is my output. You can see here. This is the output. What components you see in the output? There are total 7 components. First is this top component with initial default value 0. Other 2 bottom component of the same kind but with no any default values. And this is clickable entity which we call button. Overall frame has window attributes: cross, maximize, minimize, etc. Now we will learn how we can generate this kind of output. Okay. What is this? This is a text field. How many text fields you can see in the program? 3 text fields. Where are these declared? Here. What is the name given? Text 1, text 2, text 3. That means text field 1, text field 2, and text field 3. How many buttons you see? 4 buttons. Where are those buttons declared? Here. B, C, D, E are the name of button. So what is the process involved? Process is simple. One method is required called as init. So all applet must have init method. Whenever you run the program, the execution will begin from init method. What we are doing in init method, we are initializing the buttons. As in Java, all the objects we were initializing with new keyword. Buttons are also initialized. Buttons are also object. They are initialized with their class name, that is button. The parenthesis double quote written is their label. After this statement, these kinds of button will be appearing, will be initialized with their labels. Now you want to do some action with this. What is the action? Click action. It should be clickable, and whenever it is clicked, some action has to happen. For this, add action listener method is used. Add action listener method is making B, C, D, E, which are buttons which we have initialized, are this will make them source of events. That means if I cannot click all 4 buttons together, right? I can click any one button at a time if I am a human being. So let's say I'm clicking this, subtract or divide or multiply. Individual event will be raised, and those events we will catch. I will show you how to catch them. This is the way we initialize the text fields, and the parenthesis is showing number of characters you can display in the given text field. So text field 1 and 2, these are 1 and 2. I have decided that I will read these text field, or I will treat this text field as input. That is, I will take the data from user through these text fields. And the third text field I am treating as my output or display text field. Here I am going to display the results. Now, whether result text field should be on top, it should be on bottom, whether left side I want add button or right side, this is layout. So this I have decided by making default layout null with the help of the method this layout null. Simple. And the position of all these entities are decided by a method called as setBounds. SetBounds methods are invoked with the help of individual entities. For example, I want text field 3 should be on top, so I call text3.setBounds method. 10 is the number of pixel from left side, 0 the second entity is number of pixels gap from top, 160 is its width, 30 is its height. You can see height of all text fields and buttons are I have kept 30. That is why these text fields and buttons, they all have same height, whereas width is either 80 or 160. So only display is 160, remaining all are having 80 width only, so that they should look better. Remaining entities x and y values will decide their position where these should be kept. And with the help of add function, the particular entity will be added or will be painted on the window. This is my window. I'm painting all the components on this window. Okay, this is what this is all about. Initialization, init. This is everything what I have explained just now is written in the init method. The second method is action performed method. Who's calling init method? Whenever I run the applet program, by default first method will run init. And who's calling the action perform method? Action perform method will be raised or invoked based on which button was clicked. Okay? That means these 4 buttons are now the source of events, and upon click on any one of these methods, the action perform method will invoke. That means When I click button B, add, it will invoke action perform. When I click button subtract, it will open action perform. Then if all four methods are invoking one common method, how I will decide whether to perform addition or to perform subtraction or to perform multiplication? For this simple, I will apply if else part. Okay, so that we know how to use if else, while, for, everything. Let us just see or discuss the logic. See the logic. Simple four ifs have been written over here. One if, two if, three if, and one more must be here. Right. This is the fourth. One if, two if, three if. You may write if else as well. So these four if, only one if will execute. You may use switch case as well. Whenever button click will takes place, the method action perform will invoke, and with the help of these four if, one part will be executed, either addition or subtraction or multiplication or division. And this is continuously executing infinite number of times unless I close the applet. Okay. One thing that I should explain about text field is whatever data we enter here will be treated as text, that is string. Whatever data I want to display, I must put that data in the form of string. To get the data from text field, method getText will be used. To display the data on text field, a method setText will be used. So two methods, getText, setText. Say I have entered here two numbers, 4, 5. So which two methods I should use to get this data? GetText. Text1, that is text1 dot getText, will give me this 4 value in string form. Text2 dot getText will give me 5 value in string form. As we know, the mathematical operation, that is addition subtraction, cannot be performed on string numbers. Those operators we have for numeric values. That means we need to parse these string values or convert these string values into the numeric values. Where it is done, here it is done with the help of parse double. One may use parse integer as well if integer number is required. So first step, whenever action perform method is invoked, it will scanning the number from text fields, that is text field 1, text field 2, parsing the data into double, that is floating point. Then it is checking which button was pressed. Let's say add button was pressed, that is detected by get label method, or directly we can write get source as well. Get source equals add button. Both will be valid ways to detect the button press. And then after performing that operation, we cannot put the numeric data on the resultant string. This is where is the applet? Here. So I must again transform that numeric value into string values. That is done here with the help of a method called as string.valueOf. Here Z is numeric value, S is string value, and text3.setText S will put that resultant value on that setText on text3. Okay, what is text3? Our resultant area, result area. Okay, so this was the simple program. I will just give a summary. To design a GUI, graphical user interface Java program, Applet can be used. Applet will give us GUI components such as text fields and buttons for this case. With the help of new, you can initialize buttons, you can initialize text fields. With the help of set bounds and add method, you can decide their position and you can paint them or add them onto the window. With action listener, add action listener method, you can decide the particular entity whether to set them source of event or not. This all we have written in init method, and the second method is called as add action perform, which has a parameter action event. Here I have given e, this is user defined, where with the help of if I am segregating, checking which button was pressed. So overall there are only two methods in my applet program, init and what is the second one? Init and the second one is action perform. Okay, so hope you can now design your own applet for various applications, and in the similar way you can again further go for JFrames. So in next session I'll brief about JFrames. If you have any doubts, you can post it on my email or on my WhatsApp number. Thank you very much for listening patiently.